Live and streaming from CBS News, New York. This is CBS2 News This Morning.
Right now, breaking news in the college protests at Columbia. Police raiding campuses last night and arresting dozens of protesters here in the city.
We've got team coverage. Christina Fan and Natalie Duddrige at Columbia with what's happened and new reaction. And then Derick Waller is at City College, where there was yet another dramatic scene last night.
Large crowds holding flares as pro-Palestinian protesters clash with police. The situation there so intense, one officer was even sprayed with some kind of liquid.
Good morning on this Wednesday, May 1st. I'm Chris Raggi.
I'm Mary. Welcome to CBS2 News This Morning. Our First Alert weather team is standing by. Tony Sadiku is live for us on the west side. But first, let's get started with John Elliott.
You know, it is springtime, so plan on these wild numbers. Cooler east, warmer west, and over the next few days, even more pronounced. Over my shoulder, you can see definitely some clouds in the area, and we now have some reports of some fog in the area as well. 54 is the reading in the park with an east wind at 5, so dew points are up. Numbers are 2, 3, 4 degrees cooler than they were this time yesterday, but pretty close together. Now we're starting to get some reports in parts of Sussex and Orange County, Sullivan County of some fog, so make sure you're mindful that could slow you down a bit as you head out. For the most part, it's just a damp start to the day and a warm way to wrap it up. What's going on right now, you can see green on the screen, some light rain and drizzle east. And look at that. We are going to see some nicer numbers fill in this afternoon. In fact, it's interesting. Even today, with the city at 73 this afternoon, you're going to be close to or right at 80 south and west. That kind of variety is repeated tomorrow. Coming up, we'll check in with the meteorologist Tony Sadiku to see how those numbers will play out for your Wednesday. Right now, though, right back to Chris.
John, thanks. Let's get your First Alert traffic report from Guy Stanier. Hey, Guy.
Good morning, Chris. We're going to start in Nassau County. Construction has all lanes closed on the eastbound side of the Northern State Parkway. This is between exits 33 and 31. No major delays. Jericho Turnpike or the LIE are going to be better options. Taking a live look outside in the Bronx, the Cross Bronx moving well at 5 a.m. near the Bronx River Parkway. No delays eastbound to the Bruckner or westbound out to the George Washington Bridge. We do have some subway issues in Brooklyn. Northbound 4 trains are running with delays due to EMS activity near Sutter Avenue, Rutland Road. Alternate side parking is in effect today citywide. Chris and Mary, back to you.
Guy, thank you. Now to that breaking news this morning out of Columbia University. Police have moved in on protesters. The school says we're occupying a building on campus.
CBS 2's Christina Fan is there and starts off our team coverage. She joins us live with all the latest developments overnight. Christina.
Well, Mary and Chris, 20 hours after pro-Palestinian demonstrators stormed inside Hamilton Hall, barricading themselves inside and vandalizing the area, Columbia University said it had no choice but to call in the cops. Last night around 9 p.m., we saw large crowds of officers beginning to assemble outside the school. While some entered campus on foot, others used a tactical vehicle with an extendable ramp to gain entry to Hamilton Hall through a second-floor window. Officers had to pry open doors, clear furniture stacked in stairwells, and even utilize flashbangs to disorient protesters. New images have also emerged showing scuffles between some protesters and police, with a demonstrator seen rolling down the stairs. In the end, dozens were taken into custody and hauled away on NYPD buses. Hamilton Hall was cleared and the 2 lawn encampments were dismantled. Columbia University said it believes the group that broke into Hamilton Hall was led by individuals not affiliated with the school and says it was forced to call in cops because protesters chose to escalate the situation by occupying the building and threatening a member of its facilities team in the process. Now, Columbia's president has also requested that the NYPD maintain a presence here on campus until May 17th. That is 2 days after commencement, to ensure that more encampments do not pop up. Reporting live from Morningside Heights, Christina Fan, CBS 2 News.
Christina, thank you.
And continuing our team coverage, CBS 2's Natalie Duddrige also in Morningside Heights. She has a reaction to last night's events. Natalie?
Good morning, Chris, Mary. We are on the opposite side of the campus to Christina on Broadway Avenue. And just moments ago, 3 students walked by us. We asked them if they wanted to express how they were feeling or any reaction, and they declined to comment even off camera. And that's what we've been finding, covering this for days, that many students are afraid to express their opinions. They either don't want to be targeted, they don't want to be divisive. And even when it comes to speaking to demonstrators here, many have sent us to a spokesperson trying to portray a very clear message here. But reaction from elected officials has not been shy. Many have been coming forward, and I want to read you several of those throughout this morning. We will continue to update New York State Assembly member Emily Gallagher. She posted, "I am horrified by what's happening at Columbia and City College tonight, and the elected officials who called for this brutal repression of nonviolent student protests. I pray no one is hurt." Also, the New York Working Families Party sent a statement saying the violent crackdowns on students protesting the mass killings in Gaza are reckless, escalatory, and put the entire university community in harm's way. We condemn the use of militarized police force against students in the strongest possible terms and affirm their right to assemble peacefully. However, Republican Speaker of the House Mike Johnson, who visited Columbia University this past week and met with Jewish students expressing concern for their safety, also posted on social media on X saying, quote, "Amid the absolute chaos at Columbia University, Joe Biden is absent because he is afraid to face the issue." He went on to say, meanwhile, House Republicans are leading the effort to investigate these institutions for their failure to protect Jewish students and maintain order on campus. Now, yesterday morning, this is long before police moved in, a White House spokesperson did denounce the occupation of campus buildings, calling it, quote, "the wrong approach." And as for New York Governor Kathy Hochul, she also issued a statement. Now, this is before police were entering the campus, but as they were assembling, she wrote, "We've been in close contact with colleges and universities across the state. They must ensure all campuses are safe and graduates can celebrate commencements in coming weeks, and we have offered to support efforts as needed." Now, I do want to bring you back out here live just so you can get a sense this morning. Very quiet out here. When we first arrived, there was about a dozen police cruisers, and now we are down to just a handful, also just a handful of police officers, one campus security out here this morning. So again, a very different scene than just 12 hours ago here. We are live in Morningside Heights. Natalie Duddrige, CBS 2 News.
Natalie, thank you. And the protests have spread beyond the Columbia campus. City College is going all remote today after pro-Palestinian demonstrators clashed with police there last night.
CBS 2's Derick Waller is live in Hamilton Heights. And Derick, what is the situation on campus right now?
Mary, Chris, as you mentioned, classes today at City College fully remote, and you can see why right behind me. We've got police still locking down this campus. Now, this morning, there's no word on just how many people were arrested, but we did see a number of protesters being loaded onto city buses last night. Now, take a look at this video. We can show you exactly what I'm talking about. Protesters wearing plastic handcuffs loaded onto that bus and taken away for booking. Now, when police got here last night, they saw protesters holding flares under that Gothic arch on campus. City College sent a letter to the NYPD Tuesday requesting their presence after students and some people not affiliated with the university refused to leave, taunting officers. At one point, we even saw someone spray an officer with a mystery liquid. So far, there are no reports from police of any injuries, but protesters we spoke to say they were pushed around.
We're always peaceful. We're always calm. We're always doing our thing. Then they send in a group of SRG cops to come push us in and press us for literally nothing. We were just standing on the sidewalk protesting, which is our First Amendment right.
It's just to divest. Don't support people who support war. Get money elsewhere. It's simple. It's not too much to ask.
And overnight, the NYPD took back control of the campus and shared this video on social media showing officers taking down the Palestinian flag that had been hoisted on campus and replacing it with the American flag, which of course was flying there before protesters showed up. I can also mention this morning, one train service is back up and running. Overnight, it had been suspended at the 137th Street City College station. But again, transit back up and running. The one issue for drivers, though, is that a lot of streets in this area do remain closed this morning. Reporting live here in Hamilton Heights, I'm Derick Waller, CBS2 News.
Derick, thank you. And stay with CBS2 for continuing coverage of the campus protests on air and online at cbsnewyork.com.
Harvey Weinstein is expected to appear in Manhattan court today for his first appearance since his 2020 rape conviction was overturned last week. An appeals court vacated the disgraced movie mogul's 23-year prison sentence in order to retrial last Thursday. The appeals court concluded the trial judge permitted jurors to see and hear too much evidence not directly related to the charges. The DA's office has said it intends to pursue a retrial.
Former President Trump was held in contempt of court for online posts violating a gag order. The judge also fined Trump $9,000 for the violations. This as testimony resumed in the hush money criminal trial. Keith Davidson, an attorney who represented Stormy Daniels and Karen McDougal, took the witness stand for the prosecution. Trump has pleaded not guilty to falsifying business records. Trump must be back in court this Thursday.
Coming up, thieves in Central Park, what items they're targeting and how the city plans to increase police presence.
And a little cost here and there can rack up to an immense amount of money after a year. See how subscription fees are sneaking up on your wallet. And now let's send it out to the west side where meteorologist Tony Sadiku is standing by. Tony.
Chris, Mary, good morning. I know yesterday a sharply cooler day after what we had on Monday. Well, guess what? We're headed for another surge in temperatures. Get ready for more up and down numbers in the days ahead. Our weather team takes you through it all, plus our next rain chance. All that's coming up in your first alert forecast right after this.